I have had a magnificent life. At age 17, I joined the Army. I spent 5 years in the Army and realized the Army was not for me. And so I had completed most of my college while I was in the Army. And when I got out, I was attending Cal State San Bernardino and I was waiting tables. And I loved the restaurant business. And eventually I became a manager. And I spent the next 20 years in the restaurant business and loved the restaurant business. I so enjoyed it. I became one of the founders of BJ's Restaurants and opened the first 36 restaurants, and then stopped doing it cold turkey in 2000 and became a financial advisor in 2000. And I've been doing that ever since, and I'm ridiculously happy being a financial advisor. And somebody had asked me if I was willing to come take a tour of Palomar College, considering joining the President's Council. And I said no, absolutely not. I'm tapped out in time. And yet this individual was persistent. And so I came for the tour of Palomar College on the Magic Golf Cart ride. And the Magic Golf Cart ride was something I had not expected. I had driven by Palomar College for close to 30 years and had never actually been on campus. And I was surprised at how beautiful the campus was. While taking the tour, when we got over to the welding bay, I was struck. I did not anticipate a community college teaching welding. And I was struck because my father had been a World War II veteran. When World War II ended, him and my mother, they moved from England to Canada. And my father developed his welding skills. And his dream was to move to the United States of America. And at the time, in order to get a green card, the criteria was you had to have a job skill. And so my father applied for the green card and got the green card simply because of his welding skills. And I was fortunate enough as a result of that to be born and raised in the United States and enjoy this fabulous land that we live in and all the opportunities that it brought me because of my father's hard work. And so that was the hook. And I thought that I could play a bigger role in being part of the foundation, helping raise funds so that we could give away more money to more needy students. There was a fellow board member, Milena Bennett, and she got with Stacy Ringitis, and she formed the scholarship for the Pete Rogers Welding Scholarship. It's not named in my name, it's named my father's name, and we had great success. There are those who've chosen the welding field and they can't afford the basic building blocks of a successful career. They can't afford the gloves or the face mask for welding, and the Pete Rogers Welding Scholarship will help provide them those tools so that they can learn their trade so they can go earn a six-figure income when they graduate. Watching somebody receiving a check or a computer is humbling. We take so much for granted for those of us who are lucky enough to be in a position to have excess, and being able to provide that helping hand and see the gratitude that they have. It's such a small gesture, but with such a great outcome that I wanted to repeat it over and over and over again. It's a never-ending endeavor. The foundation continues to want to serve more, and the needs are still great. Who's going to say no to just an hour of your life taking a tour of a college to be able to help somebody? All of us are faced with some speed bumps along the way. And back in 2017, I received the news of a particular speed bump that was going to greatly affect my life. I had something called Merkel cell cancer. Most of you have never heard of Merkel cell cancer. Merkel cell cancer afflicts 2,500 Americans a year. 2,500 Americans die each year from Merkel cell cancer. There is no cure. And so he did radiation on my left jaw, and I experienced something magical. I experienced something called the abscopal effect. And what it is, it's a theory, it's a medical theory that if they radiate a certain part of your body, it'll kick in your immune system and it'll eradicate the cancer. And that's what happened to me. It doesn't mean I'm cancer-free, it just means it's being held at bay. And that's why I'm able to communicate with you now, whereas I wasn't a few months ago. And so I know I got a second chance. I was fearful I would never get to see grandkids, but since medical science and luck have kept me alive, I've been fortunate enough to have 3 grandchildren, Mason, Eleanor, and Rory. If we're talking of my legacy, I hope that the legacy is one of acknowledgement of joy and giving. It's a simple legacy, but one that I embrace. So I thank the foundation and Palomar College so much for being the recipient of the Comet Award. It means a great deal to me and my family. My wife, Deborah, I love you so much, and I want to thank you for all your help and support. Unfortunately, I'm not able to be here today to accept the award. My wife will be here, and she'll accept on my behalf. Deborah, I love you so much, and I want to thank you for all your help and support. She's been my partner, and she's been a great help, both in my business and personal life, and also been a big supporter of Palomar College as well. So Deborah, thank you so much for accepting on my behalf.